When was the last time you truly dreamed? Not the kind of dream that lets you sleep better, but the kind that keeps you awake at night. Because the truth is, every great achievement in this world began with someone who dared to dream beyond reason, beyond fear, and beyond what was considered possible. Hey, if you're into real, down-to-earth money talks and mindset shifts that actually teach you something, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. When my father and I started Reliance, we didn't have billions, we didn't have fame, we had a borrowed desk, a second-hand phone, and a dream that the world thought was far too big for people like us. But that dream, that little spark of faith, turned into a fire that shaped not just a company, but an entire generation of dreamers. So today I want to talk to you about what it really means to dream big and how to live a life that matters. Point 1. Dream big, the foundation of every journey. Over the last 40 years, I've realized that dreaming big isn't arrogance. It's an act of faith. Faith that you can rise above your circumstances. Faith that you can build something out of nothing. Faith that your purpose can outlive you. When my father told me, "Mukesh, think big," I thought he was talking about profits or projects. But he was talking about something far deeper: impact. If your dream doesn't challenge you, it's not big enough. If it doesn't make you a little uncomfortable, it's not real enough. Dreams aren't meant to keep you safe. They're meant to keep you growing. Point 2. Courage, the fire that lights the way. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has ever achieved something meaningful without courage. When we started Reliance, fear was always present. Markets crashed. Banks doubted us. People called us foolish dreamers. And every time fear whispered, "What if you fail?" I whispered back, "What if I don't?" And that's courage. Courage is not about pretending to be invincible. It's about choosing to move forward even when you feel vulnerable. Because courage is the only force powerful enough to make fear you. So to every young dreamer watching this, conquering the impossible isn't a fantasy. It's your destiny. Point 3. Empathy, the wealth of the heart. The second great lesson I've learned is empathy, or what I like to call dil ki daulat, the wealth of the heart. Business schools teach you about profit and loss, but they rarely teach you compassion. And yet, compassion is the greatest investment you'll ever make. The more empathy you give, the richer you become, not in your wallet, but in your spirit. At Reliance, I've seen how empathy transforms everything. It turns workers into partners. It turns transactions into relationships. It turns business into purpose. You cannot lead people if you don't feel for them. You cannot change the world if you don't care about it. If you're getting value from this message and you want me to continue, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I drop messages like this every day to build your mindset and finances. Thank you. Let's continue. Point 4. Relationships, the real capital of life. My father taught me something I call dil ka rishta, a relationship of the heart. He built Reliance not on contracts, but on trust. Not on fancy strategies, but on human connection. He used to say, "A signature binds paper, but trust binds people." And he was right. In today's digital world, where every connection is just a click away, genuine relationships are becoming rare. And that's exactly why they're priceless. Because someday when success feels lonely, it won't be your wealth that comforts you. It'll be the people who believed in you when nobody else did. Point 5. Faith in technology and talent. When I joined Reliance in 1980, we were valued at barely $30 million. Today, we stand among the world's largest enterprises, not because of luck, but because of faith. Faith in technology, faith in talent, faith in people who dared to innovate. Technology is the great equalizer. It gives a small startup the same voice as a billion-dollar company, if they're bold enough to use it. But technology alone doesn't build empires. People do. When top talent meets cutting-edge technology, innovation is inevitable, and progress becomes unstoppable. Point 6. The purpose of business, to serve humanity. My father always told me, if your only purpose in business is to make money, you're in the wrong business. Wealth is not the goal, it's the outcome of purpose. At Reliance, every venture we started, from energy to retail to digital, had one guiding question: does this make life better for others? Because true success isn't measured by how much you accumulate, but by how much you contribute. When you create opportunity, wealth follows. When you create impact, legacy follows. Point 7. Legacy: building something that outlives you. I often think about legacy, not as something you leave behind, but something you pass forward. Our generation built Reliance brick by brick, but it's you, the next generation, who will carry it to heights we can't even imagine. You have tools my father couldn't dream of. You have access my generation could only wish for. And most importantly, you have time to dream, to build, to lead. Use it wisely, because when you build with faith, courage, and empathy, you don't just create wealth, you create history. Everything I am today is because of Reliance, and everything Reliance is today is because of people who believe that ordinary lives can produce extraordinary impact. But now, the future is no longer mine, it's yours. So here's my challenge to the dreamers. In the next 7 days, I want you to write down the one dream that scares you the most. Not a safe dream, not a logical dream, the one that feels too big for your current reality. Then ask yourself 3 questions. 1. Why do I want this? 2. Who will benefit if I make this happen? 3. What am I willing to give up to see it come alive? Don't just dream, build. Don't just wish, plan. And don't just plan, act. Because courage means nothing until it meets action. When you finally take that first step, when you choose to rise instead of wait, you'll discover something magical. Greatness was never about being chosen. It was about choosing yourself. So go, dream boldly, build fearlessly, and then create something that your future self will thank you for, and the world will never forget. If this video brought you value or stirred something in you, give it a like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't just watch and go away. Drop your thoughts in the comments section. I'd love to hear what stuck with you the most. Now say this to yourself: yes, I can, and yes, I will. I'll see you on the next one.